How about that? With more on Bobby Marks' prediction, nice enough to join us from. Of course, he used to do this time slot here from the Mo and Deuce podcast. Dave Deuce Mason.
Hey guys, what's up, Whitey and Chris? How are you guys doing?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Yeah,
it's good to see you.
Yeah. Mo and, you can call it the Mo and Deuce. I don't care. People always say that too.
It's Mo.
Why is it Mo and Deuce? I'm like, I don't know. I mean, we just did it that way.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's fine. No harm, no foul. How surprised were you, if you were surprised at all, that Bobby Marks went that way with his prediction?
Well, I was a little surprised because right after I was like, well, I did see them turn on that switch in that Pelicans game where the Warriors were down 20 at home. Draymond was, losing his mind in the first half. They come out and they lock things down in the second half. So I am surprised by that, and a lot of it was Warriors based. I look at the Golden State Warriors and I go, look, since the All-Star break, they're 7th in defensive rating. They're top 10 in both offense and defense. I do believe that there is a team that has a switch. It's them. GP2 back with them, getting Wiggins back. It's not going to be an easy matchup.
Yeah. No, and Deuce, you talk about Draymond there. How do you think the Kings will deal with Draymond's antics and, just like the mental side of this series, something they just haven't been through before?
I just don't feel like his antics are going to be that big of a deal. I mean, I feel like his stuff is more based with the officiating. He'll try to get guys, but the Kings don't seem to get rattled. And they got a couple of guys who jaw back. I think Fox would jaw back with him, but they also have a relationship. Malik Monk's not shy. Trey Lyles. I hope it gets chippy. That's what playoff basketball is about. I don't think like Draymond's going to do anything that would take them out of their game.
Right.
Dave Deuce Mason with us here on the Sactown Sports Playoff Push. In your estimation, David, how much do the Kings realistically need in this series from Harrison Barnes?
Ooh, that's a great question. They need his rebounding. They need his rebounding big time. And I know his numbers against the Warriors this year have not been good. He needs to be able to knock down some threes too. That would help. But I think rebounding is a huge key in this series. It can't just all fall on Sabonis. Yeah. And I mean, Looney gets after it. DiVincenzo comes flying in there for rebounds. GP2 attacks the glass. So I think HB's impact is going to be, you got to play physical. You got to bring that style. That's what Mike Brown's been preaching all week. They have to play with physicality, and I think HB is a big part of that.
Yeah. Me and Whitey were just talking about this. How important do you think it is for Sacramento to not only lock down this first game, but maybe even both of these first two home games?
It seems crazy that they're going to win. I've just already convinced myself the Warriors are getting at least one.
Yeah, right.
It'd be crazy. I think game one's pretty important just because the Warriors get that. Of course, they take the advantage. But also, from Sacramento's standpoint, they just haven't been good at home. Like, they've had a lot of duds. The San Antonio game earlier this year, losing. They were down by 30 to the Wizards, the Hornets game. I want to see a different level of focus. We talk so much about this team's so good on the road. Their defense is so good on the road. That needs to happen from the get-go coming into game one.
Yeah. David, how do you think, what's your guess here? This is hard for you to say because you were right here, but the nation, they may have heard about, the beam, that's cute.
Yeah.
People that are going to start seeing the Kings now on center stage here for this series, as long as it is, what do you think is going to surprise them? I'm talking about the basketball watching public, maybe even some experts. What do you think is going to surprise them about this team, the Sacramento team?
I think it's the style of play. They play a fun style. And I know the Warriors do as well, but De'Aaron Fox is the guy that I think some fans know, but he doesn't have that like marquee name yet. He's taken that jump. He's probably going to be an all-NBA guy. I think seeing him on the big stage is going to surprise a lot of people with his ability. I mean, he used to be just this fast guy. Couldn't really shoot well. He'd get to the basket. Now he could slow you down, speed you up, mid-range game. He pushes the tempo. I think a lot of people are going to witness De'Aaron for the first time and be pretty impressed.
Yeah. Me and Whitey, we've been talking a lot about which team seems to have more pressure on them.
We've been talking about the series kind of a lot.
Yeah. We probably mentioned just about everything. Mike Brown the other day at practice said that the pressure is on Golden State. He feels. Who do you feel like has more pressure on them between the two teams?
It's 100% Golden State. Like for Sacramento, what's the pressure? I mean,
exactly what I've been saying. We're playing with house money.
Yeah, I mean, this is like setting up perfectly for Sacramento. I mean, if you win the series, it's going to be insane, right?
Crazy.
But you also, your first playoff experience as you're trying to grow this thing and build it out for years to come, is going up against the defending champions.
Yep.
And you're not like limping in either. That's what's exciting about it. It's not like the Kings and Warriors are facing and it's a 2-7 matchup. Kings won 40 games and got the play-in and got in. It's like, no, this is like a legit matchup. And I think it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out. I think there's so much more pressure on Golden State, especially with what's on the line. Like, is Draymond going to be there next year?
Yeah,
Bob
that's
Myers
it.
out.
That's
Kerr. Like, they have to come out ready to go. I do agree with something Bobby did say about facing the Warriors early on. I'd rather face them now. Getting Wiggins back in the fold, I think that's a weird dynamic, trying to fit him back in the rotation and how that affects like Kuminga and DiVincenzo, just the rotation as a whole.
Deuce, we revisited some today. We used to do this years ago. You may remember. If Coach Brown were to get the team together tonight to show them, like, I want you to watch this movie to make sure that they're in the right mindset. Which film would you choose for them? I know for you it's one of the Twilight movies, but I wasn't sure which one you would pick.
God, I'm never going to live that down. I'm never going to live that down at all. Man, what movie?
Playing baseball outside. They're vampires. Yeah, but it's cloudy. It's okay. And that was good.
Hey, they had some legit power though.
They did.
Right? Like,
It was
get after it.
Yeah, they had to play when the Thunder was there.
Oh, yeah, they didn't stop playing. No, that's the thing. They didn't go, let's get the tarps out, put it up. No, they kept playing. I mean, that goes to show you there's going to be thunder and lightning in this series.
A lot of thunder.
There's going to be emotion. How do you handle? You got to keep fighting. You got to keep going.
Right.
Whitey's right. Twilight's the best movie for the Kings to watch. The baseball scene. I'm putting that scene up. Let's go.
Good answer. Good answer. Are you going to be all right, Chris? Yeah.
I was not expecting like actual Twilight knowledge from Deuce. That's the
Deuce.
last
You're
thing.
going to go there? I'm doubling down on your ass. Yeah, that's Deuce right there.
Oh my God, that's great.
What matchup? And there's so many great ones. Is there one that you're maybe not even the most significant one, but one you're most interested in? For example, this is kind of dumb. Maybe I don't know if it's going to be a factor. I'm really interested in seeing what kind of role Alex Len, if he has one at all in this series, what that is. But
that's not one of yours. Where does that rank? Near the bottom of all of them?
I'm just interested to see. I know it's not a vitally important one, but to me it's interesting. So
Well,
which matchup? Yeah.
What about the mascot factor? The Kings have one. The Warriors don't. The
They
Warriors
used to
don't have a
what
mascot.
they had
Thunder.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
boo.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a mismatch.
I'm interested in seeing how Mike Brown, like, if this advantage is real that he has, right? Which is he was with them forever. This is not like, hey, he used to coach there a couple of years back. This is the first year he's a coach of the Kings, and he's taking on the team he just won a championship with, spent years with. He knows Steve Kerr better than anybody. He knows their weaknesses better than anyone. He knows their strengths. I feel like that could be an interesting advantage for the Kings.
Yeah. Deuce, what are you expecting from the Golden One Center crowd tomorrow?
I don't know. I'm nervous for it. I think.
Are you nervous because? Pardon me, but are you nervous because you think there might be a lot of Warrior fans in there?
I don't know if there's going to be Warriors fans. I feel like this series is going to feel like a high school game. I think that someone said that on social media, and I don't know who, and it made some sense. You're close by. You get the opposing teams coming in, and their fans are there. There's going to be a Warriors presence, but I think there's going to be a significant Kings presence in San Francisco that I don't even think the Warriors fans realize that is coming and will definitely impact things. So I just hope it gets loud. You know, I think for all of us who remember Arco, that place got loud. The acoustics, the way it was set up. So is it going to have that same magic? And I think the last couple of home games were weird. The Kings kind of let the fans down, and it was dead in that building.
Yeah, it was.
Deuce, thanks. Appreciate it. Great to talk with you. And I guess this is really the only way I can talk with you, because when I text Deuce,
ghost.
Tumbleweeds, baby.
So I'll let you on. I'll let you in on a little secret.
Yeah.
I've been trying to text Deuce to get him on. I didn't get a hold of him. I just randomly ran into him last night and said, "Hey, are you coming on the show?"
He's a busy guy.
I have been busy. I'm bad at texting, dude. I'm bad at texting. It's
no worries.
So send me a postage, maybe a letter.
All right.
Send it out.
I'll try it. Thanks, Deuce. We appreciate it. Enjoy the series. We'll probably see you tomorrow night.
See you tomorrow.
Yeah, love you guys.
All right, take care. Coming up, why Vegas is pulling for the Warriors? Turns out they got a good reason. That's next on the Sactown Sports Playoff Push.
Sactown Sports is Sacramento's